What is going on? So, we're training here, training at Rhinos today. We're gonna do a leg day. More hamstring focused leg day today. So, to get warmed up, one of my favorite movements is seated hamstring curls, seated curls. So, I like to start light, warm up, get into the working sets and move on from there. So we're gonna fire her up here. All right, so I'm gonna get some weight. We're gonna make this heavier. No, I'm gonna do one more set like this. I get a little bit more blood in here, and then take the weight up and get into the working sets. So we're just gonna keep feeding in, and then crank her up. So, all right, same weight, set 2. Oh shit. Oh. All right, my pads are really coming up here. All right, we're here. Last set. Took it up a little bit more, but this is the working set. Then we're gonna move on to something else. Fuck. Oh. Okay. That was fun. Something feels off right now. But that's just me. Okay, we're gonna move on to the next thing. I don't know if we're gonna leg press or hip press or belt squat, but I guess you'll find out shortly. All right, so we're gonna get on this belt squat here, fire it off. I'm trying to get a couple different angles, just to see what it looks like. But if anybody out there has never used a belt squat, get on it. Find it. I mean, some places, a lot of gyms don't carry them, but up here anyway, in my city, there's only my gym and I think one other gym that has a belt squat, and that I'm aware of. So it's one of my favorite machines. Takes a lot of pressure off the back. You don't have that, all that weight sitting on your spine. Plus, holding this handle almost puts you in that perfect sitting position on the way down. I'm not a big fan of going past 90 degrees. My quads, I'll get to 90 and I'll come back up. The heavier I go, you know, the whole time you're feeling it where you're supposed to be feeling it. So I'm just not a big fan of blowing out my knees. I do believe wholeheartedly you're going to have knee problems if you're ass to the grass with your squatting. I mean, I've already had knee surgery. And is it from squatting my whole life? Maybe. You know, so it's from a couple things, but I know squatting didn't help. And so yeah, I'm a big believer on not ass to the grass kind of training. So anywho, I'm gonna belt up and oh fuck, my hamstrings are already tight. And we'll get rolling. Alrighty, so we're gonna belt up here. We already did hook up. Oh, it's up a little high. It's up a lot high. You gotta be careful when you start with this belt because once you come up, it ain't coming off. So. Fuck! The hardest part is unhooking this. Whew, and it takes the air right out of you. We're gonna go up in weight. Knees are feeling a little funky, so they might need to be warmed up a bit more. I'm kind of surprised. We might have to wrap up today if we go heavy. So, oh shit! I'm trying to get my air back. All plugged up and shit. Whew. Okay, so doubled the weight. We're gonna do this again. This system, my belt squat's heavy as shit. Just the frame alone is probably 100 pounds right off the get-go. I've used a lot of belt squats, and normally I do 5-6 plates on each side. Mine, I mean, I think I max out at 3 on here. It's a bitch. It's old school. Well, it's not old school, but it's definitely not like the ones in the gym where, you know, the frames are made of aluminum and whatever, that have no weight behind them and can move a shit ton of weight. Now, which one do I like better, mine or theirs? I think the ones I work on are Pitch Sharks. I don't know, you know, to be honest, they're different. They're the same but different. I mean, most people like easy. I like easy moving heavy weight. So if it looks like I'm doing 10 plates, that's good, right? So I think that's a positive. But machine-wise, they're both the fucking same. They do the same fucking thing at the end of the day. I like mine a little bit better because my belt, the way it's designed, doesn't dig into the groin. Those Pitch Shark ones, I always find it's hard to find that sweet spot where the chain comes down, that it's not like cutting into the inside of my thighs and shit. So when that does it, every rep pinches pretty much. So it's not that fun, but it is what it is. So let's do this again. Oh. And the fucking pads come off. Kind of pulls your pads down when you do it. you know? So you want it up high, but not too high. Yeah. There we go. Sit back. Woo! Oh shit, my feet are stuck. Oh! That baby fucking burnt. Oh! Things are really on fire today. Well, shit. It's fun. Painful. Every fucking pound of weight goes exactly where it's supposed to go. Exactly where it's supposed to go. And that, my friends, means pain. And that's why I love belt squats, pendulum squats, hack squats. Those are the three main meat and potato movements I do. Then with all the isolating movements. Do I do leg press? Yeah. Do I like leg press? Yeah. I don't like loading the plates. I know everybody else probably hates it too. I just hate putting on so many fucking plates and having to take them off when you're exhausted. So I switched a lot of my leg pressing up, where I probably only do 8 plates a side. And then I put bands on it. And I band it the proper way, where it makes resistance. Doesn't help me bring the weight up, which you see fucking people hook up bands on the hack squat and they reverse band it, so it pretty much pulls them up. So it makes the movement 10 times easier. You should do that. It might make it a little smoother out of the hole. That's what they like to tell you. But I don't buy it. So I do normal bands that work against me as resistance. But I'm still not, if I could do these guys or pendulum or hack or whatever, I'd much rather do that than a leg press. And leg presses are great. They don't kill me like this fucking thing does, you know, or squatting. It wins you, your heart rate's high, it's just harder to move. It's much, much more difficult than the leg press ever will be. Hip presses, I don't mind them. I got one here. They're, of course, more difficult than a leg press because you're pushing straight out instead of straight up. I like them. I'll incorporate them once in a while too. So it just depends where I'm at and what gym I'm at and what I'm doing. So okay, I'm gonna grab some water and then I don't know if we're doing 2 more or 1 more of these guys, but we'll see. All right, so we're gonna fire this up one more time. I'm gonna keep this weight the same. We'll see what it feels like on this next set. And we'll go from there. The cut starts next week. 12 weeks. We'll see. I'm not talking about making any plans about what I'm doing this spring or summer or fall. I'm just gonna get into shape and leave it at that. I still want to enjoy this summer, so I don't plan on staying in a diet over my summer break, which isn't a break because I'm working, but you know, I spend a lot of time at the lake and shit, and it's not that I eat terrible, but I don't want to be following a chicken and rice diet, which I pretty much do anyway. It just switches to potato and steak up there. But I like to, you know, not have to worry about shit as much as I do now, tracking wise and all the other stuff. So that's the goal. We're also going to try to, fucking I say this all the time, document it. But I think, like, I know I've been saying we're going to try to get more workouts in and stuff, and I know I didn't do any last week again, so time's been tight. This is a fucking extremely busy time of the year for me. Just meeting new people and getting things fired up for them. So, you know, the videoing is kind of taking a back seat for a bit, but I plan on getting pretty detailed with it all once this diet starts. Like I said, no plans for it. I just want to get dialed in like I did last year. Which when I was going to compete, but you know, family plans changed that, so it is what it is. I don't give a shit. I stayed on my diet even though the plans were canceled, and just kept dieting till it was, you know, till the show day, just to see where I was going to be, and it was pretty good. So we'll do that same thing this year, but kind of see how things are and if I'm in good enough shape. By April, May, then we'll kind of see how much flexibility I have with doing things during the summer. But again, I don't know, I'm just fucking talking. So the main thing is the cut's gonna start next week, and you know how to diet, eat less, train the same. Pretty simple. Training, in my opinion, your training shouldn't change. I know a lot of people like to use the excuse that, oh, I'm not as strong and this, that, and the other. Man, my strength really doesn't drop until like you're deep into prep, right? So to anybody that says they're, you know, they start backing it off, that's dumb. That's dumb. The only difference here is you're just eating less calories. And if you think of it like that, and I mean, yes, the calories are still high at the beginning until the end. It's when they start to taper off. So clearly the strength's going to go down. If you do a crash diet right from the get-go, from 12 weeks out, and just fucking go from 4,000 calories to 2,000, yeah, man, you're going to see some effects. Again, your strength shouldn't really change, but it's more your energy, right? So don't be dumb. Do it properly. Go down slow. Stay on the scale. Adjust to that. Your weight's not changing. Eat less, right? And what's the normal thing you cut out when you're eating less? Not the protein, the carbs. And that's the only thing that changes. I mean, we've got to take the calories down somewhere, and you can't take it out of the protein. And carbs are bad. Like, that's not why we cut them. It's just that we need to cut calories somewhere. So clearly you're going to cut the carbs. So it's not because, oh, you got to diet. When you diet, you got to cut out your carbs. That's fucking terrible. So Oh! These things are all tangled. Oh, I can't see. Phew. Woo! Fuck. Oh, those are done. Holy fuck. We're gonna leave that. Whew, that pump is fucking devastating. Oh, that's good. Oh, Jesus. Okay, we'll get some water. Hey. Oh man, I'm wiped today. The pump is fucking insane. Which is good. Which is good. Switched up my first meal of the day back to oats instead of cream of rice right now. Saving the cream of rice with eggs and on weekends. Just so I don't have to eat as much of it. Which I don't mind it. It's just, I just want, if I eat eggs and oatmeal together, I feel really almost bloated after. It's just different. But when you do it with cream of rice, I find it, I don't feel like all stuffed, and, I don't have to let it sit for hours to digest before I go work out. So, I always change it to do what works. So when the diet comes around, I'm sure it'll be way more cream of rice, just because you can eat more of it with less calories. So yeah. So all right, we're gonna do some calves. If you notice, today's an overly heavy day. I'm going for a little bit more volume, a lot more pain. And my second leg day is it's going to be a lot heavier, with more hamstring stuff involved, more isolation movements. That's normally 3-4 days from now, so 3 days from now. So it's not that I try to leave anything in the tank. It's just that I always try to do different styles almost. Most of the time I don't do super light training with high volume. Most of the time I try to get 10 to 12 reps, as heavy as possible with an intensifier. And that's the normal training. But again, it depends on the day, depends on the body part. I don't train arms super heavy, so biceps anyway. I don't. I try to keep it a little more high volume. And that's the number one thing I do. That one never goes heavy. It's a different, it just doesn't change. It's more about feel with that one. And more about feel and pain. Kind of go hand in hand, but yeah, to get them to grow or whatever, I definitely have to stay light on it. Why do I keep grabbing down there? Fuck. Whew. Favorite calf exercise? I like them all. I don't have a favorite one. They all are great. They all hurt. So you know they all work. Different types of seated calves I do. Standing calf, the big stack. They all work. They all work. I don't do too many donkey raises or anything. I keep it pretty simple. It's seated and standing, and maybe some pressing, calf presses too. I don't do that too often, but if you're training at a place where shitty calf machines or none, like fucking Planet Fitness, then you have to adapt. But I wouldn't train at Planet Fitness, so it's just for fucking, the ones here are just for people that, I don't know, it seems like there's a lot more Karens in those types of gyms than there are in like people that are serious about training. You know, it's judgment-free zone, but it's the most judgmental gym I've ever stepped foot in my life. So, you know, I've never been in fist fights in gyms before. In that gym, I was almost in two with people 3 times my age. You know, they have, for no reason whatsoever, just because they don't like how you look. They're intimidated. They think they have the right to come up to you and be like assholes. But let me tell you, admittedly, I'm probably the biggest asshole you're gonna want to fucking talk to when it comes to shit like that. So you've been warned, especially when you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. So that's Planet Fitness in a nutshell for you. And that I just went on that rant because they don't have calf machines. All right, let's do it again. The only gym in the world with a cuckoo clock, Reynolds Fitness. You gotta have cuckoo clocks on the walls when you're training, you know? And a picture of a cowboy in a spaceship. You know? That's how we roll. And bikini girls on TV, which I have nothing to do with. That's my perverted clients. Oh, the burn today is out fucking outrageous. Weird. So right now, when I'm going into a cut, things change. Supplements change. Of course, food changes. And right before I start my cut, I start to change everything up. So I think it was Monday, I switched up some supplements, got rid of some supplements that were for other shit, like for bulking and whatnot. And I noticed that's a huge difference. I'm noticing it this week. I'm sweating more, which is good, which is what's supposed to happen. The burn is 10 times more on everything. I've done shoulders, arms, and now legs. And since Monday, the burn's 10 times more intense than it was when I was bulking. And this is just 1 week. And the other thing is, I didn't cut my calories yet. I just kind of went into like a maintenance phase, keeping it around maintenance. And then next week I'll knock it back about 300 calories a day, maybe 5, whatever. The goal is a minimum of 3 a day in a deficit. And if I eat less, I eat less. But I still got to get my protein in, and I still got to get my 5 meals in. I only eat 5 meals. Maybe the odd day I'll eat 6, but I'm not a real big eater, believe it or not. I don't have problems with dieting. Sure, I'll get hungry, but it's not like it used to be when we would diet back in, say, early 2000s. We didn't have all this shit. You know, that's fucking like 25 years ago. Holy shit. We didn't have, you know, the spices that didn't have calories in it, or the drinks that were no sugar, no calories. I mean, do I use that? Yeah. But eventually you got to cut it out too, right before the show. But I just mean during, say, the 12-week prep, 10 of those weeks you're using the seasonings and you're using the drinks, if you like. We didn't have, you know, 0 sugar sauces, 0 calorie sauces. Dieting isn't as hard as it used to be. So I don't find it that bad. I think the lowest I went on my last cut was 1,900 calories. The weight came off really easy last time, like really easy. I dropped over 30 pounds, I think, in about 12 weeks. I don't expect to have to lose that much this time. That was a perma bulk for like 6 years without going on a diet. So I was just, I don't even know, it was more training consistently and hoping, you know, I changed, but not like you do when you do this sort of thing. So, okay, we're gonna do one more set of these. So we're gonna wrap her up for the day. We're gonna get back to work. Calves are on fire, quads are on fire, my hamstrings are on fire, my glutes are on fire. And that's what you want when you walk out of here. So. Gee, fuck me. Oh! That's good shit. One more thing. My equipment, 2 new pieces are coming either today or tomorrow. I'm betting tomorrow, but it could be here today. So this weekend we'll be setting up those 2 pieces so we can get the clients and everybody working on it next week. It's a back piece and a chest piece. Looking forward to getting those in. And then I think I need one more back piece and one more shoulder piece after that. We're just going to keep doing that. We'll probably add 5 or 6 new pieces again this year. But yeah. All right, that's a video. Wasn't a lot of shit going on, just training. So subscribe, like it, all that shit. I don't really care if you don't, but I just say it because that's what everybody else does.